Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's an early Sunday morning. I just woke up, and I woke up to a DM from someone that sent me this BuzzFeed article where it's 19 unanswered questions. And I thought, why not take a look at it and try to answer these questions? I haven't looked at them yet. Also, shout out to, I don't know how to say that name. I'll just put her handle on the screen. All right, so 19 questions people are asking about the Harry Potter universe ahead of the upcoming remake. Whatever our feelings about it, a new Harry Potter series is coming to HBO, and it's spurring a lot of conversation and churning up many people's old questions about the series plot. So I asked Harry Potter fans of the BuzzFeed community to share their biggest unanswered questions from the Harry Potter universe. Here they are. So number 1, why didn't Voldemort just kill Harry without his wand? It's not that hard, he was a baby. Well, Voldemort thought that his magic was unstoppable. He thought he was the most powerful man in the world, and he didn't think that anything could stop him. So why wouldn't he use his magic that was what he thought unstoppable? Also, just picturing Voldemort punching a baby, that's a funny sight. Number 2, why didn't Harry lie to Dobby in the second movie when Dobby told him to promise he wouldn't go back to Hogwarts? I mean, he could have done that, but either way, I think he knew Dobby was going to do something, and I think he knew that Dobby would know he was lying. And even if Dobby didn't do something here, Harry knew he probably could have done something later, which he did. He closed the platform 9 3/4 barrier. All right, number 3, where do wizarding children get their primary school education? That's actually an easy one. Parents of wizarding children are supposed to teach them writing, math, English, all of that good stuff before they go to Hogwarts. So it's kind of like homeschooling. Number 4, do students at Hogwarts ever learn basic school skills like reading, composition, grammar, math, or health? I know Care of Magical Creatures is a cool class, but what about spelling? Well, again, parents teach them that before they go to Hogwarts. Number 5, how did the Weasley twins learn to access the Marauders map? That's also an easy one. Rowling revealed that the map actually helped them. The map could tell that they really were up to no good, so they gave them hints, like text would come up on the map, and they gave them hints on how to get to the phrase, "I solemnly swear that I am up to no good." Number 6, my question is, what happened to Harry's grandparents on his mom and his dad's side? Well, on his dad's side, his parents were a lot older. They decided to have a kid much later in life, so they died when James was young. And as for Lily's parents, it's never really been answered, but I assume they just both died. We don't know their age. They could have been older as well. But yeah, for James's parents, we have a clear answer. Number 7, Crookshanks. Was he part Kneazle and also the same cat that had been owned by Lily and James? He would have recognized Sirius and Peter, and he would have known who the traitor was. Well, no, that's actually just a fan theory. Crookshanks was not the Potter's cat, as far as we know. I'm actually pretty sure that Rowling debunked that. So yeah, that's just a fan theory. But yes, Crookshanks was part Kneazle, and that's basically a cat, but they're a lot smarter. That's also what Mrs. Fig was raising across the street from the Dursleys. All right, number 8. You know how Voldemort gave Peter his hand back however he did it? Why didn't they just do the same for Moody's leg? I mean, it was a cursed hand that ended up killing him, so there's that. But yeah, I feel like they probably could have done something to his leg, but knowing Moody, he was this tough, gritty guy. He would want battle wounds like that. But yeah, Wormtail's hand was cursed and it killed him. But I don't think anyone wants that. Number 9, what did Dudley see during the Dementor attack? That's a good question. And it's actually one that Harry asked in the book. I think he said something like, what did spoiled, pampered Dudley see when the Dementors went into his mind? But yeah, we actually do know the answer to that. And I believe what J.K. Rowling said is that he would see himself exactly as the person who he is, which is pretty interesting. Number 10, why couldn't Harry see Thestrals before Cedric's death if he had seen his parents die? That's also an easy one. Rowling answered that in an actual canon article and story that basically saying that Harry was too young to process the death of his parents, so it didn't count, and obviously he was old enough to process Cedric's death, so that's why. Number 11. In the Deathly Hallows, I want to know why Voldemort takes Narcissa's word that Harry's dead. If I were Voldemort and had spent so much of my life connected to and obsessing over wanting to kill Harry, I'd sure as hell verify his death myself. I mean, again, I think that goes back to Voldemort's arrogance. It would never occur to him that his killing curse didn't work, and I think he just sent Narcissa there just to confirm what he already knew. And of course, he was wrong. All right, number 12. Why do they have moving paintings but don't have an art class at Hogwarts? Well, I mean, you can just make art with the flick of a wand. I think Dean Thomas did that to make like a Quidditch banner to support Harry during his Quidditch match. So yeah, I don't think you need paintings to. I don't think you need paint to be able to make a painting. You just use your wand and magic. All right, number 13. I've always wondered what happened to Snape's body. I assume they collected the dead, like they were collecting Colin Creevey's dead body. So I assume they eventually got to Snape and put him with the rest of the dead bodies. And I would assume that they burned them all in like honoring them in some way. But it's never technically been answered. Number 14. What does Moody see when he uses his magical eye to look at the Boggart in the cupboard at Grimmauld Place in the Order of the Phoenix? That's actually one that I asked and made a TikTok on, or like a short/TikTok. And yeah, so basically, like if you don't know the context of that, Moody was on the first floor and they wanted to make sure that what was upstairs in the cupboard in Grimmauld Place was indeed a Boggart. And he just looked through the ground and into the cabinet and he was like, yep, that's a Boggart. So yeah, we don't actually know. No one knows what a Boggart looks like except for Mad-Eye Moody, apparently, thanks to his magical eye. And there's a lot of speculation on how powerful and what his magical eye can do. I've seen people compare it to one of the Deathly Hallows, which honestly is kind of reasonable because there is the legend of how the Deathly Hallows were made. But in the end, Dumbledore basically said that they are not these... they're not from death. They were just three powerful wizards, the Peveril brothers, that created them from very advanced magic. So it's possible that Moody's eye could be on the same level of that. But I got off track. Basically, Moody's the only one that knows what it looks like. We'll never know. Everybody in the series will never know. So yeah, that's it. Number 15. I swear that I remember reading one of the books, probably The Order of the Phoenix, that Molly and Arthur Weasley weren't in the original Order of the Phoenix because they were too young. No, you never read that. No, they weren't too young. Fabian and Gideon, Molly Pruitt's brothers, were in the Order of the Phoenix, and they were her age, so they ended up dying in the first Order of the Phoenix. But no, the reason why they weren't in the original Order is because they were raising their family. Their kids were still really young and they didn't want to put them in danger at such a young age. So yeah. Number 16. Where did the Veil and the Department of Mysteries come from? Well, that's an interesting one because the Department of Mysteries predates the Ministry of Magic, and the Ministry of Magic was actually built around the Department of Mysteries. So yeah, nobody knows, but the Veil was just there, part of the Department of Mysteries that, again, predates the Ministry of Magic. So yeah, that's just... no one knows. And that's the answer to the question. No one knows. Number 17. I want to know what happens after the third Fantastic Beasts film. The series, which was originally intended to be told over the course of 5 films, has been cut short with no active plans to continue production with a 4th film due to the issues of low ratings, controversies among lead actors Johnny Depp and Ezra Miller, to be specific, and fan concerns with J.K. Rowling's transphobia. Well, I can tell you a little bit. We know that it was going to lead up to Dumbledore and Grindelwald's final epic duel. Not the one that we saw in Secrets of Dumbledore. I never really liked that because it wasn't in the book, and basically, like, from what we knew, they were not supposed to face each other until that final duel. And yeah, that was the main thing that it was leading to, is what people call the most epic battle in the history of the Wizarding world, where Dumbledore defeated Grindelwald and took the Elder Wand. But yeah, there's a lot of other things that they could have covered, like how Nagini became Nagini, like the snake of Voldemort, And then obviously, like we know from the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, not the movie, but the book that was released in 2001, the textbook. We know that Newt and Tina end up together and get married. But yeah, I think that's the direction it was going into. I think they kind of lost the story as they were going. I don't think it should have been called Fantastic Beasts, personally. I think it was perfect for the first movie, but they should have just called it The Crimes of Grindelwald and The Secrets of Dumbledore and not put the Fantastic Beasts there. But yeah, there was a lot to cover, and I think we know a little bit about what would have happened. But I am curious about how Nagini became the Nagini we know in the original series. And also, I think they would have had more about Aberforth and how he felt about Credence's death, and probably himself and Albus rekindling their relationship, because in the original series they were good friends. Well, maybe not good friends, but yeah, they were closer. Like Dumbledore legitimately said, "I'm friendly with the barman of the Hog's Head." Number 18. In Book 3, Prisoner of Azkaban, how and why does Mrs. Norris, Filch's cat, appear on the Marauders map but no other pets do? I don't think that's true. Mrs. Norris, yeah, you can see her on the map, but I don't think there was ever any mention that no other animals can be seen, unless I'm just completely missing something. I don't know. After I film this, I'll look into it and see if there actually is something that I'm missing, but I'm pretty sure that there's no other mention of other animals not being able to be seen. Honestly, like what other pets would there be? I know that the map is able to see the animaguses. Yeah, that's how you say animagus. It's said with like a J, not a G. Rowling released that after the series, and she said that the movie said it wrong. But yeah, like you can see all the animaguses. So I think that's wrong. Finally, number 19. Finally, my unanswered question is, who asked for a Harry Potter remake in 2024? No, I mean, like, it's going to be great for my channel. But no, I don't like the fact that they're redoing what the movies did. I think that they should have done spin-off stories like the Four Founders and the Voldemort's backstory, or even one that I came up with that I think would be really, really cool is Mad-Eye Moody, the greatest Auror's time in the prime of his career. I think that would have been cool. But yeah, there was so many spin-offs. And obviously, like, Fantastic Beasts failed, but I think that was like one of the worst spin-off ideas that ever was imagined. Like, I know that J.K. Rowling was passionate about it, but I think it should have just been one, just Fantastic Beasts, and then just leave it there, and then more spin-offs about all of the things I just mentioned. But yeah, I don't think a lot of people are excited that they're just redoing what the movies did, because the movies were just so perfect. Obviously, there's a lot that the movies left out, which the show will be able to cover. And obviously, I'm going to cover everything to do with it on this channel. But yeah, I don't know. Not many people asked for it. And yeah, that's 19 questions. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I kind of just rambled. Like there was no, it's just a Sunday morning. I just woke up, saw it, and I was like, screw it. Let's just jump on camera and take a look at it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed me rambling, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.